Greetings in the bonds and peace, and welcome to Ishi 1. My name is Dr. Sean Lyons, a forever student of the divine vision and revelation of Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley, who had his vision in the state of Ohio in the year 1931. Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley proved these facts on three ecclesiastical peace missions to every religious organization and school of the highest learning around the world from 1958 to 1976. As a result of his divine vision and revelation, Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley transcribed this book called The Archetype Original Pattern of the Universe. This publication was given to every school of the highest learning, every religious organization, every president-elect, and kings and queens of the earth, along with a Holy Name Version Bible, which was translated by A.D. Trainer and Italian Hebrew, with the true and correct names inside. The correct name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. The name of his divine title is Elohim. The name of the Son of the Creator is Yahshua, the Messiah. Within the inscription, Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley revealed to the world the threefold pattern that Yahweh Elohim had given to Moses upon Mount Sinai. Which we see right here. And later commanded Moses to build one exactly like it in the wilderness of Sinai, which was the establishment of the apothecary. This was revealed to John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos, that Yahshua, the Messiah, was the true Eloah, and Yahshua the Messiah, whom Yahweh have sent for the remissions of sins by the operation of blood, water, spirit, and change. In Hebrews 9:14 through 15 reveals that Yahshua offered himself one time through his eternal spirit unto the Father through his death, his burial, his resurrection, his ascension, and his outpouring of the Holy Spirit in AD 33 through AD 40 to this present day in the Kingdom Age on page 69 through 86 in volume 1, called The Comparative Analyst or the Apostolic Conformation of the Creation. Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley also revealed in the same publication, page 129, volume 1, entitled Yahweh, the All in All, that Yahweh is the substance, the limits, and the bounds of all things. That being said, our founder, Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley, had gave us rules of engagement pertaining to his vision, and that was that the manifestation would change, but the principle will remain the same. So that being said, study to show thyself approved, a workman who needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. My aims and objectives is to help you find Yahshua, the Messiah, in your heart and in your mind. My second aim and objective is to show you how Yahweh wrote his laws in your inward parts, Jeremiah 31:31, and Hebrews 8:10 through 13. My third aim and objective is to help you discern the sons of Elohim and the sons of the devil, 1 John, 3rd chapter, 1 John 4, 1 through 10. And my fourth aim and objective is to show and prove that Yahshua is the true Eloah whom Yahweh have sent. John 17 and 3. At this particular time, we will have a prayer, our scripture reading, announcements, our script ascertainment and perception and direction exam. We will have a speaker, the Doxology, which will be Romans 16th chapter, verses 25 through 27. And at this particular time, I will be saying the prayer for this evening's class. Heavenly Father, I thank you once again for any opportunity that you will allow me to be able to share something pertaining to your purpose, pattern, and plan. I ask, Father, that it be you that speak, so that you can demonstrate your divine purpose, pattern, and plan. I ask, Father, that in these times, Father, that let your spirit give us peace, provide us peace in these times, Father. There's a lot of things that's going on in the world that we really don't 100% understand, but through you and you giving us the understanding, Father, it will allow us to be able to maintain through these times. I'm grateful, I'm humble, and Father, I just ask that in the name of your only begotten Son, Yahshua, that you sustain us. And with that, I say, hallelujah. The scripture reading for this evening's class will be Jeremiah, the 13th chapter. And I will be reading it out of the Holy Name Version Bible, critically compared with ancient authorities, various manuscripts revised by the late A.B. Trainer, the Scriptures Research Association, the Scripture Research Association Incorporated, printed by Yahshua Promotions, P.O. Box, reprinted in College Park, Maryland. Jeremiah, the 13th chapter. Thus saith Yahweh unto me, go get thee a linen girdle, and put it upon thy loins, and put it not in water. So I got a girdle, according to the word of Yahweh, and put it on my loins. And the word of Yahweh came unto me the second time, saying, take the girdle that thou hast got, which is upon thy loins, and arise, and go to Euphrates, and hide it there in a hole of the rock. So I went and hid it by me. And it came to pass after many days that Yahweh said unto me, arise, go to Euphrates, and take the girdle from thence, which I commanded thee to hide there. Then I went to Euphrates and digged, and took the girdle from the place where I had hid it. And behold, the girdle was spoiled. It was profitable for nothing. Then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, thus saith Yahweh, after this manner will I destroy the pride of Judah, and the great pride of Jerusalem. This evil people, which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the stubbornness of their heart, and walk after the idols to serve them and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing. For as the girdle cleaveth to the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel. in the whole house of Judah, saith Yahweh, that they might be unto me for a people, and for a name, and for a praise, and for a glory. But they would not hear. Therefore thou shalt speak unto them this word. Thus saith Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, every bottle shall be filled with wine. And they shall say unto thee, do we not certainly know that every bottle shall be filled with wine? Then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will fill all the inhabitants of this land, even the kings that sit upon David's throne, and the priest, and the prophet, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with drunkenness. And I would dash the one against another, even the father and the sons together, saith Yahweh. I will not pity, nor spare, nor have mercy, but destroy them. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for Yahweh hath spoken. Give glory to Yahweh, your Elohim, before he causes darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountain. And while ye look for light, he turned into, one moment, please. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for Yahweh hath spoken. Give glory to Yahweh, your Elohim, before he causes darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountain. And while ye look for light, he turned it into the shadow of death, and make it gross darkness. But if ye will not hear it, my soul shall weep in secret places for your pride, and my eyes shall weep sore, and run down with tears, because Yahweh's flock is carried away captive. Say unto the king and to the queen mother, humble yourselves, sit down, for your head ornaments shall come down, even the crown of your glory. The city of the south shall be shut up, and none shall open them. Judah shall be carried away captive, all of it. It shall be wholly carried away captive. Lift up your eyes and behold them that come from the north. Where is the flock that was given thee, thy beautiful flock? What wilt thou say when he shall punish thee? For thou hast accustomed them to be captains and chiefs over thee. Shall not sorrow take thee as a woman in travail? And if thou say in thy heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thy iniquities are the skirt discovered, and the heels made bare violently. Can the Ethiopians change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are instructed to do evil. Therefore will I scatter them as the stubble that passes away by the wind of the wilderness. This is thy lot, thy portion of the measure from me, saith Yahweh, because thou hast forgotten me and trusted in falsehood. Therefore will I discover thy skirt upon thy face, that thy shame may appear. I have seen thine adulteries and thy neighings, the lewdness of the whoredoms, and thy abominations on the hills and the fields. Woe unto thee, O Jerusalem! Thou wilt not be made clean, even after so long a time. I have read to you Jeremiah, the 13th chapter. Now, at this particular time, will be getting into our script ascertainment and direction exam. And what we will be doing is that we will be picking up where we left off before. So,
Please forgive my being late this evening, Doc.
oh,
Time got away from me.
yeah, it does. It does seem to do that ever since we had daylight saving times, Elder.
Yeah, I really did. I got busy and I looked up at the clock and I said, "Oh my goodness." So, do forgive my being tardy because, the founder specified being on time,
Yes,
and I like to honor that.
yes, he did. I try to do it as well. Sometimes time get the best of me, but at the same time, we do our best to be obedient. And
Absolutely.
one thing about the Father, He knows everything. So we're not cheating Him. If anything, we're cheating ourselves. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is basically where we are. So we can get started. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. So now, pertaining to our direction and perception examination, what we will be doing is going back over the fundamental principles that uh, is manifesting within the principles that are manifesting here. See, because this is where we are now. We are in the post-diluvian age.
Right.
Okay. So what we did was we just pretty much summed up all the principles that were here in the antediluvian age by showing forth how the creative age had manifested itself right here. And then the things from the creative or the angelic creation had manifested themselves all the way through. So
Mm-hmm.
now what we're doing is that this is where we left off, and that
Okay.
was pertaining to how that the creation had ended with Noah, and how that we are starting the post-diluvian age with the Noetic covenant.
Okay.
So that puts us right back here, um, and so puts us right here, which is the beginning of the post-diluvian age, and is manifesting here with Noah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so now what we do is that we come back here, and then we look at the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we know that the rainbow and the overshadowing right here, how we went back to the beginning, show forth that it is a a point to prove forth that there is life being brought forth.
Right.
Because the founder had told us about whenever you see any overshadowing over
Mm-hmm.
there in the 1958 lecture, page 13, verse 5, how that the rainbow had overshadowed the ark of Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Here we see that there we have a sacrifice,
Yes.
and then the commandment that Yahweh had gave every man and beast that was upon the ark was to go forth, be fruitful, and multiply.
Yes.
So therefore, we're looking at this principle that is manifesting itself right here. Okay.
Right.
So now this principle that's being applied here, we take this all the way back to the cosmogony plate, which is
Okay.
plate 4A.
Mm-hmm.
See? And we go all the way back here to show forth with the overshadowing. And
Yep.
let's go there just for the sake of understanding, because we're not in no hurry. We want
Mm-hmm.
to prove our ministry
Right.
and show the viewers what we're talking about. So
Yep.
that takes us all the way back to where we are right here.
Right.
Okay.
I'm
So
with you.
So therefore, when we see the angels and their wings overshadowing, we know that there is getting ready to be a principle of life getting ready to manifest itself.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when we come back here to the same place, when we say that we look for principles that were in the previous ages to manifest themselves all the way down, what we do is just like Elder Van Hook was saying on the last call, that this plate here, when we on plate number 21, which is
Okay.
manifesting right here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the
Yes.
reason why that I have this plate manifesting right along is because I want you to see how everything is multi-principle. Now, what you see manifesting right here is the ending of the creative age, and we're coming into the antediluvian age manifesting right here.
Okay.
So as well, we have the beginning of the post-diluvian age running right along parallel with the antediluvian age, because we want to show you the same principles that are in the antediluvian age, which was the
Mm-hmm.
previous age, manifesting within the post-diluvian age.
Right.
So what we're doing right now is that we have taken the 40 plate chart and we have taken plates 14, 15, all the way through 20. See, and
Mm-hmm.
we're going to apply them to plates 20 all the way throughout the post-diluvian age. So the
Okay.
reason why that we have these plates so close together was because we are looking at Noah and Noah in his vineyard,
Mm-hmm.
see, which is a representation of what's manifesting with the man being within the garden. And we're talking
Right.
about Adam, which is his forefather.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now when we talk about the overshadowing, we see here how we have the evil spirit creature Lucifer overshadowing the woman.
Right.
Okay. Which we later on understand that by him overshadowing the woman, that he brought forth Cain.
Cain. Mm-hmm.
Okay, right, by the overshadowing. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, when we go back, based upon the words of our founder in the 1958 lecture with the overshadowing, we are seeing how from the angelic transgression,
Mm-hmm.
see, to the Adamic transgression, we see how that here, that we understand the principles of the same thing that happened with the Ark of the Covenant, which was not to touch. See, we
Right.
see how we got the evil angelic creature Lucifer touching the fiery stones of life, which is a manifestation of the bride of Yahweh Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
So here it's the same manifestation that is taking on within the physical realm.
Right.
When we come over here to the post-diluvian age, we see how we have Noah, see,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife. We
Right.
understand that based upon him having on the blue garments, we understand that this was a translation from one world over to the next world.
Mm-hmm.
Based upon that his wife have on white, it shows forth that she is very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So therefore, when you see that how you have these principles manifesting right here, it is no more than the same principles that are manifesting right here to where you see the man and his woman and they are being naked and they're not ashamed.
Right.
Because the same very principles are going to remanifest themselves as we go down to this next plate that is manifesting right here. Because we
Okay.
understand that we have the man here who's drunken from his wine. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And then
Yep.
here, him being within his tent. You understand what I'm saying? The scripture says that his son came in and seen the nakedness of his father.
Right.
As I said here, we see how the man and his woman was naked and not ashamed. And
Right.
so therefore, when we come here, it says that the son had came in and seen his father's nakedness, and then
Right.
his two other children came in backwards to cover up his father's nakedness. And we
Mm-hmm.
ran the principles of how that this was a death, a burial, and a resurrection. Because
Mm-hmm.
the scripture says later on that after Noah had awakened from his wine, he knew what his son had did. And then this is when he had cursed Canaan. See, which is
Right.
manifesting right here pertaining to the angelic the prophecy of the prophecy immersion, the prophetic immersion that is
Right.
manifesting right here. So now
Right.
we see all the principles that are manifesting and coming all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
So here, when we see how that we have the construction of the Tower of Babel, okay,
Right.
which is
Mm-hmm.
manifesting, which is the next plate, because we're looking at based upon how that after the commandment, when Yahweh had put this the Noetic covenant in the sky pertaining to the rainbow, and he said to be fruitful and to multiply. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this commandment was not just given unto mankind; it was given to the beast of the field and everything that was within the ark.
Right.
Okay, because this was the ark of life. pertaining to how we understand the principles of the arc of life manifesting with Yahshua, the Messiah. So here, when we come to the construction, see, of the Tower of Babel, based upon, we see here in the most holy place, the spoken law, which is the spoken word of Yahweh Elohim. Now, what we did previously, we showed you how that this was the origin of how Yahweh Elohim spoke from Mount Sinai unto the children of Israel, because we see what's happening right here with the children or the sons of men creating the Tower of Babel. See? So now this is no more based upon, we see how they had created this Tower of Babel. It is no more on how that Enoch went here and created the city of Enoch. See, it was the apostasy because it was without Yahweh Elohim's instruction. Okay, so therefore we see how that the city of Enoch and the Tower of Babel is showing forth how these constructions, you know what I'm saying, is based upon the foundation of Satan. See, it is without Yahweh Elohim's permission. So now what we're doing is seeing a recapitulation of everything that happened, see, within the antediluvian age, taking its residence in the post-diluvian age. So therefore, by the disobedience, see, of the sons of Elohim, or the sons of God, which were manifested right over here at this particular time, we see how we have all the children, see, of men manifesting the same thing with the construction of this particular tower. So now, when we get here, see, and we're looking at the promise, see, right here, pertaining to when we're looking at the Abraham and King Melchizedek plate. See, what happens is that we come all the way over here and we're looking at the translation of Enoch. Okay. Now, what we did was we had correlated the chronology and the archaeology of Melchizedek to the principles of which manifested with Enoch. Because see, we understand that with Melchizedek, he had no chronologies. Okay, and we understand that pertaining to what we found out about Enoch, that he didn't have no chronologies either, and that, you know what I'm saying, his chronology had came from Yahweh Elohim. Because we, based upon the scriptures, we see that this was the only begotten of Yahweh Elohim that had manifested here, see, within the antediluvian age. So now we see a type of Melchizedek manifesting the same principles because he is without descent, without mother or father. And what he's doing is that he is blessing Father Abraham. See, because we understand that what had happened on the other side, see, over here, see, pertaining to Enoch and Noah, see, and how that the seed or the genealogies of the sons of Elohim is manifesting themselves through Enoch all the way out through the dispensations of time, pertaining to the sons of Elohim manifesting as the principle of righteousness manifesting in the flesh, or light, just as well as we see the seed of Cain manifesting as the principles of darkness or evil. See? So therefore, what we did was pertaining to biology. See, we had manifested this as the tree of knowledge of good and of evil, and as this as the tree of life. So now, when we come here and we're looking at what's manifesting right up here, it is the same thing, see, that you see manifesting right here. See? Because what you see here, you're seeing Melchizedek overshadow Abraham. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's showing forth how the blessing, which is his seed, which will later on manifest as Yahshua the Messiah, it is showing forth the overshadowing right here. See? And so therefore, what happens is that when you look and you come right here and you see how you have Gabriel overshadowing Mary, you understand what I'm saying? You can see how when they are overshadowing one another, that their position is manifesting the identical same. See? Pertaining to the overshadowing. See? Because see, when you see an overshadowing, there is a birth. So here is the seed manifesting here, and then we see the birth manifesting here. See? The same as we see the overshadowing here, and then we see the birth manifesting here. So therefore, all the way back, see, we have to take it back to where if we see an angel, see, overshadowing here, then we must come down throughout time and see an angel doing an overshadowing here. See? So now here we have one in unrighteousness, and then we have one that is manifesting in
Right.
righteousness,
Right.
because we have two mysteries that are manifesting themselves upon the earth plane at this particular time. So
Yes.
therefore, we see how that the principles are remanifesting themselves in the earth plane from the angelic. And we see how that the manifestation will change, but the principles will remain the same.
Right. And right there, Doc, that also takes us when the founder was talking about day by day.
Yes,
He emphasized, day by day. So in each day you have the evening and the morning.
that's right.
The evening and the morning.
That's right.
So that's what we're looking at being made manifest. Absolutely.
That is correct, Elder. So all the way down throughout the ages and dispensations, all throughout time, we will see constantly, see
Yes.
the repetitiousness, see, of
Exactly.
the repeat of the creation remanifests himself over and over and over again. The same principles remanifest himself over and over and over again. See?
Yes.
So now one thing that I would like to put a little bit of clarity to. See, based upon what had manifested right here. Now, what we do is that from our previous lecture, we always go over the same things, because what happens is we're showing forth the repetitiousness. Okay. And
Right.
so all we're doing is revalidating the same things that we validated in our previous lecture, because we're showing forth the repetitiousness. Okay. So
Right.
therefore, when we repeat ourselves, you say, well, you said the same thing the last lecture. Yeah, because there's not going to be a time to where we're not going to repeat the same things that we said before, because Yahweh Elohim purpose changed not. So
And he
now
overturns and overturns. That's
over,
pointing to the overturning and overturning.
that is correct. And so therefore, what I would like to do was to share with our viewers, see, that when Enoch was translated to the kingdom, we're trying to sit up and show you that when he was translated, there is no other place that he could have been translated but back here into the kingdom. Okay? There is no other place for him to go. The manifestation of the kingdom and him being translated is to show forth that this here is the manifestation of the kingdom. Because here we're showing forth that within the most holy place. And we're showing you here how that we had two cherubims manifest themselves right here. Okay? Because this is a manifestation of the kingdom. So therefore, when we showed you right here, which was the transgression, see, pertaining to how we showed how this particular angel had touched the fiery stones of life, which had manifested here, which turned everything dark.
Right.
And then we went all the way to sit up to show you how that Enoch, being the seventh, see, of Adam, had manifested himself within the earth plane as a child, the same principles as Yahshua the Messiah, manifested himself here, see. And so therefore, when he was translated into the kingdom, we're showing you how that from this angel, see, was transgressed, who no longer had a placement, and see, and we're seeing how Michael had cast him down to ethereal darkness. We're showing you how that when he had ascended back up into the heavens, and we show forth how that his words was that he pleased Elohim.
Yes.
See? And the only one who can please Elohim or please the creator, you see what I'm saying, is the Son.
This is son. Yes.
So therefore, when he was translated back into the kingdom, that he translated back into the kingdom, and we're showing you what the kingdom is. This is the kingdom. This is the kingdom. And pertaining to when you understand that this is the masculine and this is the feminine, you see what I'm saying? And it is coming out, see, throughout the whole days of creation, that this is the mother manifested itself. See, as the kingdom throughout the days of creation, we're seeing that when Enoch was translated, that he was translated right back here to take the place of this satanic creature, Lucifer. Because it was no more than Yahweh Elohim manifesting himself again throughout his creation. Okay? So now we understand that when he was translated, see, unto the kingdom, see, and then after the construction, see, of this particular ark, we understand how Elohim had closed the door. You understand what I'm saying? And this was the last communication between Noah, see, and Enoch before he was translated over into the kingdom. See, because it said that Elohim had closed the door. So now we see that after Enoch was translated into the kingdom, you understand what I'm saying? How he walked as Elohim within his creation. See, and then he was the one who closed the door to allow them to transcend over into the next age and
Right.
dispensation. See, so now here when we said and we showed you how that when we were talking about the overshadowing, see, pertaining to right here, see, we're showing you how that Yahweh Elohim is taking his manifestation within all forms of his creation. Now we showed you from pure spirit how he had manifested. So now this is Yahweh Elohim taking his residence within the angelic creation. See? And so therefore, after he takes his residency, we're showing forth how we have pure spirit, we have super incorporealization, all the way down to corporalization. And so what we just showed you was that all the way from pure spirit came all the way down to a corporalization, went back into a super incorporealization, back into spirit. See,
Right.
and this is how that based upon that these three, see, these three manifestations of the spirit, which we showed you, see, within our textbook. Let me go back and show you again, just for the sake of understanding. See, showing you the three states of existence of the Creator, which we have on our textbook, which is right here.
Yes.
Okay. And so when you read this, you can see and understand that from number one, pure spirit, how he had came down and manifested himself as Elohim, and then how he manifested himself in his third or physical form. See, how he talked with mankind, he was amongst his creatures. See, and then he went back the same way that he came. See,
exactly.
And then and this is what happened within the first or the diluvian age. See, and we're showing you the remanifestation. See, that's going to manifest again within the post-diluvian age. See, so now when we're looking at this here, see, we're going according to what the founder said pertaining to the manifestation will change, but the principle will remain the same. See, so now we see that how the overshadowing had manifested with Gabriel and Mary. And now we understand how that when Gabriel had overshadowed Mary, how that her child was the son or the seed of the Most High, because we understand that this is Elohim, how he had manifested himself within his creation to everybody. See, and we're talking about from all the parchments. See, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the holy prophets who have seen visions and revelations. This is how Elohim had manifested himself all the way down through the ages and dispensations of time. See, so now what I want to do is because that we talked about this in our former lecture, that Yahweh Elohim had moved me to kind of touch on these things. See, now here, when we come all the way back down to plate number 29.
Okay.
See? And then this is baptism and ministry of the Messiah. Okay. I want to see if I can get it on here. I wanted to get it here on this particular one here because I wanted to show forth all the principles. So now here, when you see Yahshua the Messiah, and he's upon the mountain, Elder has spoke of how you see his hand.
Yes.
Which is manifesting right here. And then when you come over to plate 30, you see his hand pointing over unto the other side. Okay. Now, what this means here and what this means here, I'm not telling you nothing that you don't already know. What this means is Alpha, and what this means is Omega. And I'm talking about by one hand going this way and the other hand going the other way. Okay. So that's manifesting what we have right here, which is the beginning and the ending, which is manifesting right here. Okay.
Right.
So now when you look at how that here, Yahshua has on a purple girdle.
Right.
Okay. And then he has it here, he has it here, he has it here, he has it here, but he doesn't have it in plate number 36. Okay.
Right.
So now when we look at this girdle that's manifesting on Yahshua the Messiah, it is the same principle that is manifested when the high priest has the girdle on here, here, and here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to understand that with this girdle, it held on aluminum and therminum. See,
Right.
then the breastplate of righteousness, you see what I'm
Yep.
saying, with the ephod. Then
Right.
it had the breastplate of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Right.
See,
Mm-hmm.
but with this particular girdle, it held all that up. You
Yes.
understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So when we look at this girdle, see on Yahshua right here, it is manifesting truth and righteousness.
Okay.
Where do we get that information from? When we go over to Ephesians, the 6th chapter, see, and I believe around the 12th verse, when it is talking about putting on the whole armor of Elohim. And it
Right.
says, gird yourself with the breastplate of righteousness and
Righteousness.
truth.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, if you notice which hand that he has, see, lifted up, see, and he has on this girdle, which is talking about righteousness and truth. See, it is showing forth how that when he is raising up his hand there, that is in fulfillment of what had happened on plate number 14.
Okay.
Because if we see the transgression, then I'll do it like this so our viewers can see. Here he's touching with the same hand. This is Lucifer.
Right.
Here's Yahshua pointing with the same hand. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, we all already know that it says that Lucifer was a liar and a murderer from the beginning.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now here we have Yahshua. See, he's on the mountain fulfilling the same principles as the cloud that was upon Mount Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what the fulfillment of this is right here. And now with this hand, he is showing you with the girdle on that he was the one that ascended pertaining to the principles that we were talking about right here. See, with Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
See, that allowed Gabriel to be placed right up here. Because we see how that when we look at how Gabriel is manifesting on the 7-branch lampstand, see, and we go back to John the first chapter, it says that Yahshua, or the Son of God, was the light of the world.
Uh-huh.
See, and so therefore we observe how he is manifesting upon the light. See, right here, because he is the light of the world.
Right.
So therefore, when we come back and we are seeing how that pertaining to the transgression that had happened, see, here, when he touched with that hand, Yahshua has to go back and fulfill every principle, see, that had manifested within his creation. So
Right.
now he is showing you here that he is the one of truth and of righteousness that is pertaining to when we seen the blessing that had manifested right here with Father Abraham being overshadowed by Melchizedek, receiving the blessing of the Most High.
Gotcha.
See, so that's what we are observing. So when we are taking this all the way back and we are looking at Yahshua the Messiah manifesting with his hand here, he is fulfilling the principle in righteousness what had manifested right here. See,
Mm-hmm.
because what we do is that when we go back here, and we understand this principle that had manifested right here.
Yep.
See, it said that Yahshua was a young man, which was Moses' minister. See, came back and went right back up here. See,
Yep.
and said that he transfigured right before Moses. See,
Yes.
right here. You understand what I'm saying? And then we have the man manifesting himself right within the cloud. Just how we have, see, a dove manifesting right within the cloud. See, right here in the beginning. And we know that's what manifested here and here. See, it's the same principles that is manifesting here, which we are doing, and we're going all the way back. Oh, I do apologize. Can't see what I'm talking about. We have the same principles that are manifesting here that's manifesting here.
Yes. I'm with you.
Okay, so what's manifesting right here, see, it's the same thing that's manifesting right here. It's just a manifestation. Here we have a dove, here we have a man. See,
Right.
and we know that the dove is in the man, or they are manifesting the same principles as the creator, see, which is manifesting all the way through his purpose. So now when we come here and we see how This here is the transfiguration plate.
Right.
Okay, we have Peter, James, and John.
Mm-hmm.
We have Yahshua, and it says here that his face had shone like the sun, and then there appeared Moses and Elijah.
Right.
Now here we have Moses in his turquoise garments again, and with the book in his hand. See,
Uh-huh.
and then we have Yahshua in light purple garments, and then we have Elijah over here, see, in blue garments. See,
Right.
now we understand that blue meaning that he was translated into the kingdom too.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Moses was up under circumcision and the law. That's why he has that book in his hand.
Right.
Now, the reason why that his hand is going over towards Moses, see, as I told you, if this is the beginning or alpha and this is omega, it
Right.
is showing forth, if you look at it, how this hand is going this way and this hand is going this way, and we have Moses within the middle. It is showing forth how Moses is manifesting with the book in his hand as the law being the woman clothed within the sun. And these
Okay.
are the faithful witnesses, see, of the gospel. You understand what I'm saying? Manifesting with Moses with the book in his hand, because Yahshua has to fulfill the law of Moses.
That's it.
He has to fulfill everything contained within this book that was written. You see what I'm saying? Of
Mm-hmm.
whatever Moses written from beginning to end. So this is why his hand is towards Moses, because
Right.
he has to, Yahshua had to be circumcised.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we see Moses with the color of circumcision right here. And then the book. See, and then remember, Yahshua said, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
The
It
book.
is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh. So
That's
this
it.
is why he is pointing towards Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is showing forth how he is the beginning, how he is the end.
Right. Because Moses was the first prophet to prophesy under the law.
That's right.
John the Baptist was the last prophet to
Exactly.
prophesy under the law.
Exactly. And
Yes.
so therefore, since Moses was the first,
Mm-hmm.
therefore Moses is picking up the same principles as Enoch being the first that was translated to the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
See? So therefore, all these principles are reoccurring themselves, just like how we went over the principles of how, when we went over the principles of how we had Moses and John, and how they were physical manifestation of the archangels. So what we're doing is re-going over these principles to show forth how they are in the proper sequence pertaining to the ages and dispensations. See?
Right.
And how they are manifesting themselves. Because see, we are still in the post-diluvian age. We're just in the latter part of it to see what manifested here because of the things that manifested previously. See, they had manifested with Father Abraham all the way down up until this point. So this is the reason why that the same principles are remanifesting themselves. And what we're doing is we're going over them, give you the explanation of the things that we talked about previously.
Exactly.
See? So we went over all those things to show you how that the Messiah is fulfilling everything within his creation. We're talking about that he's fulfilling it in the spiritual realm, the angelic realm, all the way down to the physical realm.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously, see, with unerring accuracy.
That's it.
So
And he's
now,
the only one that can.
oh yeah, he's the only one that can, because see, this goes back to the saying how the founder said that he was the whole brass band. There ain't nobody doing nothing but him. So all we're doing is that all we're doing is going back, like we said in our previous class, and we're going back and we are proving, see, the words and the things that the founder said pertaining to all the cliches that he had used when he was preaching the gospel that didn't nobody truly understand what he was talking about.
Right.
See, so this is the reason why that we're going back and we are reiterating these things. See, so now I wanted to come back here. See, because I had shared some things with Dr. Johnson, and I'm coming back here because this is just the way that Yahweh got me going.
Okay.
So now I had said before that, and we're coming back to coloration, because coloration is very, very important. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I said here that the reason why that the children of Israel was here was because they were that the multicolor was because of the covenant. See, that was given into the whole world, that he would not destroy the world by water again.
Right.
So the children of Israel is up under the covenant. You see what I'm saying? How that he's not going to give them a law like he gave them this time. You see what I'm saying? And the covenant that they're up under is that he's going to give them a new covenant. See? So this is why you see the children of Israel manifesting right here. And then you have the 12 apostles or the 120 in the upper room. You see what I'm saying? Manifesting themselves right here on the day of Pentecost. And you, if you notice, you see all the colorations is pretty much the same as the coloration over here. See?
Exactly.
Okay. So now, what a lot of people don't understand is that when we say that this whole entire vision is color coordinated, you understand what I'm saying? It is. See?
Yes, it is.
Now, Dr. Johnson, you remember the principles of the reason why that this calf was golden?
The reason why the calf was golden?
Yes, because we understand that it came from the substance that came down here out of the land of Egypt that was created or made to make everything within this tabernacle pattern. We share with you the principles how that the Ark of the Covenant was made up out of gold.
Yeah.
And then both of the angels, you understand what I'm saying, that if the Ark of the Covenant was made up out of gold, that both of the angels, you know what I'm saying, residence was gold. So this is how this particular piece of furniture that was created before the Ark of the Covenant was gold. You understand?
One moment now. What right there. You need to go back and read what this calf was made of.
Yeah, the golden earrings.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. I got you.
Right.
I got you. I understand. I understand the principle that I overran. I got you. I got you. Right. Now, they was made out of the golden earrings that came up out of the slaves of Egypt. Okay. But meaning that all the substance, see, came from here, you know what I'm saying, out here to be able to create this. Okay. Everything that came up out of the land of Egypt. And the principle that I'm trying to say is that it came up out of darkness and manifested itself right out here. Okay. Now the reason why that I'm saying that, see, is because that when we come right here and we're looking at the burial of Yahshua the Messiah, what I'm doing is defining their colors. Now you see how they got on gold and red? The gold is because of this golden calf. And then the red is because when Yahweh Elohim said, let there be light in the judgment. And we showed you that with the snake coming up out of the Garden of Eden, remember?
Right.
Because he was black and then he was red after the commandment of Yahweh. Okay. So this is the reason why that we're coming back and we're defining all these colors, because the colors is the same thing that had manifested within the creation pertaining to what Yahweh Elohim said. So this is why coloration pertaining to the Article 6 is very, very important. And I'm coming back up over these things. See? So now we see why that the centurion guards have on yellow and red because of this golden calf, and because Yahweh Elohim said, let there be light pertaining to the judgment when he judged the serpent coming up out of the garden. See? Now, the reason why that we're going over these colors is because we said that this particular class that we will be going over the colors of the veils of the tabernacle pattern. Okay? So now we understand that we showed you how that blue was pertaining to a translation, from one being translated from one world to another world, or from the high priest being translated from the holy place to the most holy place. See? So we understand that the holy place is likened unto the second heaven and earth, and then going into the most holy place is like going into the realm of eternity. And then when we have the purple is pertaining to the promise or the immutable law of Yahweh Elohim, because Yahweh Elohim cannot break his promise or lie. So that is pertaining to the purple. And then the red, we understand, is pertaining to the judgment, see, or Yahweh Elohim being a consuming fire. And then with the red is showing forth how that Lucifer can never, ever enter, see, into heaven again because of his transgression. So therefore, now we have the understanding pertaining to why we have blue, purple, and scarlet, see, within the veils of the tabernacle, pertaining how we understand that the veils manifest within the sky, but this is showing forth, see, pertaining throughout the ages and dispensations, how that Yahweh Elohim had showed forth how one would be translated. He gave his promise, see, and then therefore he gave forth his judgment. See, so therefore, when we look at the veils of the tabernacle, we understand why that they are that particular color. See? And so therefore we understand as well that when the high priest's garment, see, them being blue, manifesting right here, that when he puts them on here, see, that he is being translated into the kingdom, which is manifesting up here, that he does on the Day of Atonement.
Right.
See?
Mm-hmm.
And he has to bring up, see, all the children of Israel, see, before them upon his chest. Now, see, if you understand what we were talking about, see, when we went all the way back here to this particular plate, see, that right here, see, that when it says that all nations of families of the earth shall be blessed through Father Abraham, see, this is showing you right here how that Yahweh Elohim, based upon what had happened within the realm of eternity with the satanic host, this is a reestablishment showing you how Yahweh Elohim has not lost a one right here. See, this principle manifesting right here. Because see, this is showing forth here that when Abraham had offered up Isaac, see, this was accounted to him for righteousness. So therefore, everything that came forth from Father Abraham was pertaining to righteous seed. See? And so therefore, when he is manifesting his children, see, what has happened that manifested right here, see, this had picked up in the flesh what was lost in the realm of eternity that had manifested right here. See? So therefore, we have to understand how Yahweh Elohim's purpose had manifested right here with Father Abraham to bless all nations upon the face of the earth, because we understand what had happened here, which was no more than a recapitulation of what happened with the city of Enoch.
And right there, Doc, where you are, the Tower of Babel, and going back to plate 20, where you have the covenant with the rainbow.
Yes.
What happened in plate 22 is they didn't believe the report.
That's right.
And so in plate 23, Abraham believed Yahweh.
That's right.
And it was accounted unto him for righteousness.
That is correct.
So there's that principle running right there.
That's right. That's right. The belief and the disbelief.
That's right.
And so therefore we take that principle and we run that all the way back, see, to the realm of eternity. Right.
And you can also put it right there in the wilderness of Sinai before you do that, because of that's why the children didn't cross over above the age of 21, because they didn't, because of disobedience and unbelief.
See, and so therefore that takes us all the way back here. See, from the beginning part of the post-Diluvian age that manifested all the way right here. Exactly. And so this is the reason why that we have a recapitulation, and Moses is being the forerunner, because Moses is playing the intercessor instead of the woman now. And so therefore with the children of Israel, we're seeing the same things manifest. See, just like what you said, because now the earth is being repopulated again here.
Exactly.
See, now what we did was from this side, we found the lineage which had manifested through Father Abraham, because Abraham speaks the same language that Noah spoke from this side of the flood over to here. So that's what brings Abraham from, like it says in the scriptures over there in, I believe, in Joshua, the 3rd or 4th chapter, how Abraham was brought from the other side of the flood.
Right, exactly.
And so therefore what we're doing is now we're seeing how death reigned from Adam all the way up until Moses, see, which is manifesting right here. And then we're saying that not after the similitude, see, of Adam's transgression, because the similitude of the children of Israel transgression was a manifestation of this golden calf right out here.
That's it.
After he went to and through the divided waters of the Red Sea. See? So the similitude of the children of Israel transgression was manifested right here. Because see, over there in 1 Corinthians 10th chapter, it said that these were those who Yahweh was not well pleased with. See, that ate and drank and rose up to play.
That's it.
See, so now what we're doing is that everything they had manifested is recapitulating itself right here. Because see, this is what everybody in class, see, they come and they look at this. This is everything that they talk about in class, and not knowing the things that we had just went over in the antediluvian age and in the creative age is what's manifesting right here. See, and so therefore, when we in class and we start right here, you know what I'm saying? People are not understanding, see, the origin of where all things came from, and it's manifesting right up here.
Exactly.
Because truthfully, everybody in class has not seen that this is an overshadowing to what's manifesting down here. The same principles which was manifesting within the beginning.
Exactly.
This is the birth. He says, make me a sanctuary so that I may dwell
They dwell
among them.
among them.
You understand what I'm saying? And we said that the overshadowing, is what manifests the birth.
And that's it. And that's where the birth takes place, right? Right there.
Right there. And see, this is how we get the principles of 40 years. See, and 40 weeks, which is 9 months. You understand what I'm saying? See, for that a child to be able to be brought forth. See,
exactly.
And we understand that this baby went head first, so this baby was a breech baby. See, it went head first. See, through the matrix. So therefore, a baby that goes through the matrix first, feet first, is a breech baby. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the breaches of the laws of the children of the laws of Yahweh, which the children of Israel broken when they was out here. See, after they received their inheritance. See, so we're looking at all the fundamental principles, taking us all the way back. See, back to what? To the creative age. Because the things that are manifested within the creative age must perpetuate all the way through Yahweh Elohim's purpose. See, so now what we did was we took you back and showed you everything that took place. We took you back and showed you the principles of how that the man was back in the garden right up here, because we got an angel in a tree. We got a man, you know what I'm saying, with a staff within his hand. You understand what I'm saying? And we picking up the principles of angels, a serpent, and a tree. See, going back to our scripture and our direction examination. Because all these things that we talk about, see, within the book. That if you see an angel, look for principles of righteousness or unrighteousness.
That's right.
If you see a tree, an angel, or things of this particular nature. And this is the reason why that we go over these things over and over, because it's nothing but a remanifestation. It's recapitulating itself all the way down through time. But one must be able to see it. So that when the Messiah comes in, see, to do the things that he does, we are understanding what he's doing. We're understanding how he's coming in, fulfilling everything pertaining to him up under the law. See? Because see, now when the Messiah come in to do it, we understand that Enoch was a baby. So he had to come in as a baby. See? He had to preach, you see what I'm saying? After he went through his baptism right here, said he started his ministry at 30 years old, preached until he was 33, and then he went through his death, burial, and resurrection. We see how Enoch preached as a young man, lived 360 years, and then was taken up. You understand what I'm saying? And then we see how we got Yahshua, the son of Nun, that picked up the principles of Adam, because Adam was a full-grown man that came up on the scene, and then Yahshua, the son of Nun, had to come as a full-grown man on the scene. You understand what I'm saying? See, everything. We got to see how Yahshua or Yahweh Elohim is being the whole brass band, doing everything within his whole entire creation. See? Because see, if you understand them particular principles, then you can see how that when, right here, for instance, let me go right here. Now here we have the division between light and darkness, because we know that Goshen was in light and Egypt was in darkness.
Right.
That separation right there shows forth how that after the first three plagues, we went over that 1, 2, 3. See how that the children of Israel had to suffer the first 3, and then after the fourth, which was the change, that they were separate. They didn't have to suffer no more what the Egyptians suffered.
That's right.
So this is the vision of what you see right here. Now we got that rod again that's manifesting right there. See that same rod that's in Moses' hand there. And then we have that stretched out arm, and then that arm is red. You understand what I'm saying? We understand that redness is pertaining to the judgment. When Yahweh spoke, that's why it's red. See?
That's right.
And then we have over there in Jeremiah 31:31 that how it says that Yahweh with a stretched out arm had led them to and through the divided waters of the Red Sea. And how that he's not going to put them up under the covenant. You understand what I'm saying? How that when he led them by the hand. That's what that's talking about right there.
Right, I'll make a new covenant.
Hey, I'm going to make a new covenant. See?
With the house of Judah. Right.
That's right. And with the house of Israel. Not according that I made with your fathers when I led thee by the hand, you see what I'm saying, up out of the land of Egypt.
Right,
See?
right.
See? Yeah. And this is going to be a new covenant.
He said, because my covenant they break.
They broke it. See?
Yeah.
And we understand why they broke the covenant. See, because now we can go all the way back. See, we can go all the way back here to the garden. We ain't even got to go back to the garden. We can come all the way back here now and see why they broke the covenant. You understand what I'm saying? We can see why they broke the covenant because it's manifesting right here. So when we come all the way down to the garden, then what happens is that we see in Romans 1:19 and 20 of what happened in heaven.
Exactly.
See?
And while you're on that subject, Doc, now we are dealing with what is behind that colon.
Right.
We're dealing in detail with what was behind that colon.
That is correct.
See, that's what it is. They've never dealt in detail with, they've never lined up what was really behind that colon.
That's right.
See, after he said 6 days, it says then he rested.
That's right.
They say, well, there's a colon there. Yeah, well, we know there's a colon there.
That's right.
That's what we're dealing with. What is really behind the colon.
That's right. That's exactly what we're doing. What's really behind the colon.
Absolutely.
Because they took for granted so much that they had the man with them that they didn't go to any other question based upon the explanation that he gave pertaining to that.
Exactly.
That was enough for them. But see, he knew one thing that we have conversated before, and Aunt Joe had verified this, said that he left them right where he wanted them. See, and they didn't go no further. They stayed right there. And all they did was regurgitate his testimony for years and years and years based upon the things that he said, instead of investigating and going through the days of creation based upon what happened at that colon.
Right. And that's why she always said, what does it point to?
Exactly.
What does it point to? She said that over and over and over again.
Exactly. And see, and another thing that I wanted to say and go over, what a lot of people really don't understand. And so what this is pertaining to one thing that I said that was here. Okay. And that's right here. Okay, because we got to go with this principle within the post-Diluvian age too. Okay. Right. Now, what I wanted to do was, well, let's go over this right now. Okay. Because see, this is our biology. Okay, let's go over this right now.
Right on.
Okay.
Now, when we were talking about what was manifesting right here on the second day of creation, right here, how we have both mysteries that were penetrating the earth plane, right here. We have the eye of Yahweh, beholding the evil and the good, and we always go over there and pick that up in Proverbs 15:3. Okay. Right. So now what happens is that I want you to come right here. Okay. Now we said that right here is a manifestation of a woman, and she is picking up all the manifestations of women throughout time pertaining to what happened within the scriptures. Now here we understand how this had picked up Sarah. We see how it picked up Hagar. Okay. So now pertaining to the second day of creation, what we're doing is that this is a manifestation of Rebecca with 2 children within her womb.
Right.
Okay. Because see, that's the same thing that happened on the second day of creation. Okay. The creation had 2 children within her womb that she gave birth to simultaneously, and they were twins. Okay. So therefore, you have to see the physical creation manifest the same thing that the earth or the creation had manifested. You got to see it manifest within the physical. Okay. So now here we have Rebecca, see, with 2 nations within her womb. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing that had happened when we see how we got the Holy Spirit and we got the carbon space of the deep manifested itself within the creation to manifest both of these trees, the tree of life, you understand what I'm saying, and the tree of knowledge of good and of evil.
Right.
See, so that's why we go back to the scripture and we got to see it manifest, you understand what I'm saying, within the physical. Now it says that the first one came out and he was red. You understand what I'm saying? And they had tied something around his ankle, and then he went back in, and then the other one came out, you see what I'm saying, that was hairy all over, or something to that effect. I might have it mixed up a little bit, you see what I'm saying, but I know you understand the concept or the principles that I'm trying to use. So they marked one to show
the first one came out hairy. Right.
The first one came out hairy.
Right. And he got pulled back by Jacob.
Right. He got pulled back by Jacob. Right.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? Because we're going to see what happens between the two brothers and the mother pertaining how he had received the birthright opposed to his brother. You understand? See?
Right.
And so therefore we're seeing how all these principles are taking its residence on the earth plane. You understand what I'm saying? Because they cannot change and they cannot error, because that is the inscrutability, you see what I'm saying, of the creator having his purpose manifest. And I'm talking about that spirit law manifesting within the physical earth plane or within the creation. It can't do nothing but that, because it is showing forth Yahweh Elohim's story from beginning to end. See? And so this is why the two children had to manifest within the womb, because we're looking at what manifested here on the second day of creation within the creation. But what we have been doing is keeping track, see, of Yahweh Elohim's seed. See, all the way through from this day or age and dispensation to this age and day and dispensation, all the way down to here, because when we got to the fourth day and we showed, see, in our last lecture, how that the creation, the days of creation had manifested within the antediluvian age, and when the son was resurrected on the fourth day, we understand that that was it.
Right.
That was it, because there's only 4 days. You understand what I'm saying? When the son is glorified. See? And so this is the reason why that we have 4 dispensations of time, and we have the end there, because he fulfilled all 4,000 years. You understand what I'm saying? Within that time, within the post-diluvian age. See? And so all we do is that we go back over all these fundamental principles, see, and look at what happened during the time that they happened, and then we correlate that back into the creation to see what took place there, because that is going to be the outcome within the scriptures of what took place.
That's it. That's your witness.
That's your witness. That is your witness. See, to show forth how that nature, see, is testifying to the things of the spirit that will perpetuate all the way through the physical realm. Right. And that's the realm of man. See? See? And so these are the things, you see what I'm saying, that we look at. And then we see how they manifest themselves and re-perpetuate themselves during the ages and dispensations of time. Right. See? Yeah. And so this is the reason why that when we go back and we do our biology, you understand what I'm saying? Because that has to do with nature. And then we're looking at nature, see how when we go to the third day, we look at how the third day and the sixth day, you see what I'm saying, the representation and the similarities are alike. That's it. See? That's it. And so just like how we went over the principles, how we show forth how this tree is subjected unto all this darkness, see, or when it goes to sleep, it is intaking all this, but yet and still producing life. Now, when we showed that pertaining to the osmosis, what we have to get into, see, we have to get into the cellular respiration of what happens after we get into the osmosis. Because we see here, based upon, we see how that the tree, it gets all its nutrients and everything from the roots, it's water and everything, and it takes it right up here, see? So then what happens is that when we get the equation of cellular respiration, which is oxygen, carbon dioxide, light, glucose, and glucose, see, we understand what manifests. So all them things that had came from right here, we see how this fruit is being manifested. Because the glucose, which is manifesting, see, within the tree, is showing forth how the fruit is developed upon the tree. See? And so with the fruit that's being developed, what is really not explained is, let me go to the chart and show you what I'm talking about. Because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, them same principles that I was talking about, it shows how that with the equation to cellular respiration. I'm sorry, people. And we talked about what manifests right here. This is the equation that's manifesting right here. Yep. Yeah. and we have glucose, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water, okay, which produces ATP energy, okay? So we see how that we got the water that goes back into the air based upon when we look at our stomas, you know, saying that, you know, the leaf stomas that's within the leaf, okay? Now, when we get to, when I was sitting up talking about our glucose, okay, this is what's showing forth how that through the glucose, which manifesting within our fruit, is showing forth how that your harvest cells or it harvests chemical energy in the food that we eat. Okay.
Okay.
So therefore, with the glycosis, which manifests through the glucose, which is manifest within the fruit that we eat, it harbors high energy electrons that's carried by NADH. Okay, which goes through a Krebs cycle. You understand what I'm saying? Which allows the fruit that we eat from the light of the sun. This is what allows the electrodes that are manifest within our body.
Okay.
See, because of the sun. And so the food that we eat that the sun gives energy to, it allows the ATP to allow those electrodes to manifest within our heart, from the pulsation of our heart. See? And people don't understand, well, how do we have electricity manifest through us? That's how, through our food. See, which it receives its light from the sun. You understand?
That's it,
So
static electricity.
That's that static electricity that manifests within us. So therefore, we have that Shekinah manifesting through our body by the pulsations of our heart.
Exactly.
See, goes all the way back to show you right here that it is the spirit that giveth life. See, so when we come right back here, when Yahweh Elohim said, "Let there be light," it's to show forth how that light manifests all the way through within the vegetation kingdom, see, and then manifests right, see, in the man to give him everything that he needs. See?
Exactly.
All the way through. So this is the reason why that we go to our biology, see, because it's the third day of creation that's manifesting with the sixth day of creation to show forth that 33.
That's it.
See, that relationship is interchangeable. That interchangeable relationship with the creation, you cannot separate it.
That's right.
You can't separate it. And that's how.
Sorry.
Huh?
That's why they say the vegetables and fruits are all radiant, because radiant is energy.
Yeah. See, and so that's to go forth to show you right here when we're looking at when we got the division of soul and the body and the division between soul and spirit. You understand what I'm saying? So when we're going back to all these divisions, it is showing you how that the spirit is over the soul, and how that the soul and how that the soul is governing the body. And that's related to where we take it all the way back right here.
That's it. And then when you go to your mosaic trek chart and you look at that, look at your mosaic trek chart while we're on that subject. See, biology. See, now look down there in the land of Egypt, right? Is that the seed down there? Okay. Now, do you think that there is, don't you see where that seed goes straight up to the third day? Right, straight up. There you go. Is that the seed? Is that the seed coming to seed?
Yes.
After his kind?
Yes.
Okay.
Right here.
That's right.
Here.
This chart is lined up perfectly.
Lined up perfectly.
Yes, indeed.
And see, that's why when we go to the third day of creation, when we go right here, this is the reason why we got Abraham right here. See, but he put it on the 40 plate chart for us to know and understand that it is talking about the seed of Abraham. That in his seed all nations shall be blessed.
That's it.
See, that's why it says, see Abraham right here. See Abraham right there.
There you go.
That's what it's talking about right there. So that shows us, see, when it says that, for us to do this.
Yep.
There go Abraham right there.
Yep, I see it.
See, you remember you was talking about that ladder that he seen, angels ascending and descending?
See,
we already see that this is them ascending.
That's
This is
it.
them descending.
Descending.
That's
Absolutely.
him right there. And he is watching his seed ascend and descend by this ladder right here. And then he's laying here to where he's looking at the stars of heaven pertaining to the promise that Yahweh Elohim had gave him, said he's going to multiply his seed as the stars of heaven and the sands of the sea.
That's
See,
it.
which is manifesting right here. So this
That's
is why we got him looking up at this. So therefore, if we lined up Abraham here on the third day, it was quite easy for us to put Noah on the second day and then put Adam on the first day.
Yep.
And then put Yahshua on the fourth day. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. I'm just talking.
Mhm. Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah, we see clearly.
Yeah, but I didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, for our viewers.
I understand what you're saying, though, Doc. Yeah.
I didn't do them justice. So this is how when we lined up Abraham here on the third day, it was easy for us to line up Noah here on the second day of creation, and then for the first day to line up the man here. And then with the fourth day to line up the fourth day with Yahshua the Messiah all the way with the plate number 40 to show you how we got all these principles, see? And to put them all in and to show forth how all of them are being synchronized, like how we said, picking up all the principles of all your water principles, all your fire principles, all your grow principles, see, pertaining to your planetary system are things that manifested on the fourth day, see, just like that, see? And all these things are, like I said, are remanifesting themselves over and over and over and over again.
That seed bearing seed after his
own kind. See, which is taking us all the way back to the ontological state of perfection to see how that the man and his woman that was producing offspring was naked and not ashamed. And this is, you see what I'm saying, based upon their love, which is the philoprotogenitiveness. This is all of everything based upon their union coming together that we see within the whole entire creation. And I'm talking about all the way from the vegetation to the bird, everything. See, from a union of two within the spirit.
That's it.
And to show forth how that material is spirit materialized, that everything physical is spirit materialized. Everything comes from the origin of spirit that's manifesting all the way down to right now.
This is it, and it cannot reproduce unless it is male and female.
That's right.
There's there's nothing else there.
Nothing else there.
You can't. You got to have the male and the female.
That's
just
right.
Like you got to have, like, say, in other words, you got to have light and dark. You get, you know, it. If you don't have that male and female counterpart, you will have no fruit.
That's right.
That's all it is to it.
That's all that there is to it. You won't have anything.
There will be no fruit.
There will be nothing. See?
And that's what the founder meant when he wrote that when they were asking him about 2 men and 2 women, he said the 2 men can't bring forth no fruit, 2 women can't bring forth no fruit.
That's right.
You know, nothing personal. It's just how it is.
That's right. It's just facts. See?
That's it.
It's just facts. See, and so and that takes us. See, when we looking at what the Messiah was doing, and we come back right here. See, this is the reason why, like we said in our last lecture, was the reason for this reoccurrence right here. When the woman came to see Yahshua, see, at his tomb.
Yep.
See, this brings it all the way back. See, from the principles that had happened right there within the beginning. See,
yep.
The woman and the man. See, coming all the way back, picking up them same principles all the way back. See, right here, and put us right back within the garden. See,
that's
right there. See, and everything is back into fruition. We got the man, we got the woman. You see what I'm saying? We got the flowers that have remanifested because it showed forth when he would resurrect from the grave. You understand what I'm saying? See, all these same principles. And then going right back here to where we're looking at this, we got the multi-principles. See, and it says that when we look and we break down all the colors right there again, it says that all of them didn't believe when they seen the Messiah when he ascended.
That's it.
They didn't believe and they watching him ascend. See? And so therefore we look again and we see how everything from this point on, you see what I'm saying, remanifests itself all the way over and over and over again to where when we picked up the confirmation, see, of Peter that had manifested 10 years after the resurrection of the Messiah when he resurrected up out of jail. See, to show forth how everything is repeating itself over and over and over and over again. See,
that's funny too, because when Peter came to the door And
Mhm.
Rhoda came to the door. She didn't believe it.
Oh yeah. And she
She,
told them, she says, Peter's at the door. They said, no, Peter's in
no,
jail.
we don't believe that.
That's right.
Mhm.
And one was said, well, why didn't you open the door? Said, but no, you know, they thought they saw a spirit.
That's right. See,
Mhm.
but they seen the ghost. See,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yeah,
It does not stop. I'm talking about these
it's so
scriptures
much in
overturn.
it.
Yeah,
Dr. Joe keeps overturning and overturning and
that's
overturning
right.
and repeating itself over
That's
and over.
right. Over and over and over and over again to where it says a fool couldn't err.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And so this is the reason why that we keep going over these principles and over these principles, because see, with the perception and examination, you know what I'm saying, direction exam. See, and we use when we put these ologies in, you see what I'm saying? Like I said, it will not allow us to be able to error, because what it's going to do is it's going to take us back to the origin. It's going to take us right back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He
That
said that he declared the end from the beginning.
that's it.
So therefore, we keep having to go back, keep having to go back, keep having
And
to go
isn't
back.
this why he said and an highway shall be there?
Yes.
That even the fool cannot err therein?
Even a fool cannot
It
err
shall be there
therein.
for the wayfaring man.
That's right.
See?
See, that's right. So what I wanted to do was I want to do everything I said I was going to do. See? So now what we're going to do is that we're going to go over, I'm going to go to the archetype.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to page um uh give me 1 second. I said I was going to go to page 69 and get our um, the vision of Moses and the Apostle John in comparison analysis, or the apostolic confirmation of the creation of the old and new heavens of the earth as pertaining to the purpose of Yahweh. I said I was going to go and I was going to get that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I wanted to do some reading so that our viewers could understand based upon the things that we say in our opening statements. And then, you know, just to give some book, because we always want to give book and just, you know, instead of just talking and people think that we're speaking on hypothetics.
Right.
So I'm in this version of the archetype original pattern of the universe. This
Okay.
is the book that our founder had written and sent all the way around the world to the religious heads. The first one that you've seen is the one that he sent, and this is the one that's remodified for our textbook for our schools. So I wanted you to be able to see and understand that if you see me reading from two different volumes, they're the same. It's just one is our textbook for our school, and the other is the one that he sent as a witness to those who are within the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm reading the apostolic confirmation of Moses and John. The only reason for writing this summary is because there are many world famous theologians and biblical commentators who do not believe that Moses' visions and writings of the Pentateuch or the first 5 books of the Bible have anything in particular to do with the vision of the book of Revelations written by the Apostle John on the Isle of Patmos in the Argent Sea. To entertain such an erroneous idea is to deny that all scriptures is given by the inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. 2 Timothy 3:16. In order to prove the fallacy of such a mistaken conclusion, we will begin this summary by correlating the experiences of the vision of Moses with the experiences of the vision of the Apostle John, according to the purpose of Yahweh, who is the archetypal pattern of the universe. Reflecting himself in the first 3 of these physical patterns as recorded in the Pentateuch, namely Noah's Ark, the Exodus and migration from Egypt through the wilderness of Sinai, the tabernacle erected by Moses and the temple in Jerusalem recorded in First Kings. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to move my butt out the way. I'm going to go get the migration, and I'm going to go over that again, and I'm going to say it just how it was written.
Okay.
It said that that the first three of these physical patterns, as recorded by the Pentateuch, namely Noah's Ark, which we see manifest right here, which is Noah's Ark. Right over here. Oops.
You're fine.
Okay, Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And it says the Exodus and migration from Egypt through the wilderness, right out here.
Yep.
And it says from Egypt through the wilderness to Sinai to Canaan's land, which is right up here.
Yep.
And then the erection of this tabernacle pattern upon this mountain, which is Mount Zion. That's what it's talking about. This pattern was erected right up here. Okay. And so it says the temple in Jerusalem, which was recorded in First Kings, Second Chronicles 2, 1 through 2, Second Chronicles 3, 1 through 2, according to the purpose of Yahweh, all visions, revelations, prophecies, and experience must follow the Yahweh Elohim given pattern of the migration and tabernacle and temple. So what this is saying right here, it says that anybody that has a vision and revelation, they must show the principles of the children of Israel coming up out of the land of Egypt, coming out here in the wilderness of Sinai, and showing forth the establishment of King Solomon's temple and this tabernacle erected here on Mount Zion. Mount Zion.
Okay.
So therefore, what we do is that we come right back and we check out and see if these charts, see, that's being revealed, have those same very principles. See? Because then what this does is it verifies the authentication that one had a vision and revelation. So now here we see the pyramids of Egypt, which manifest right here. We got principles of the Red Sea manifesting right here, and then coming out here, showing forth that this is a principle of the holy place or the wilderness. See?
Yeah.
And then we come right up here, and then we show forth that this is a manifestation or a principle of King Solomon's temple.
Right.
Okay. So now we got that manifesting there. And so we come here. We got to see the same principles. Let us move these charts here. Slide this over a little bit to show forth the same principles. So here we see Egypt. I'm coming up out of the land of Egypt. Let me just step back just a little bit. Oops. Okay. Here's the principle of Egypt, them coming to and through the divided waters of Egypt. This is the manifestation of them being in the wilderness of Sinai. Here's the tabernacle. Here's the ensigns of the children of Israel. Here's Moses right here. And then here we have King Solomon's temple manifesting right out here. See, as the children of Israel had crossed over and went to and through the divided waters of the River Jordan and to and through the divided waters of the Red Sea. So those are the fundamental principles to show forth, to authenticate that the vision is real, pertaining to what thus saith Yahweh Elohim, to validate a vision and a revelation. Okay, let's continue. So we just validated that's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21. Prove all things. Now, it says here and now, we intend to aim to show you the experiences of Moses down in Egypt and of the vision and experiences given to him in 1490 BY. And thereafter in the wilderness of Sinai is in correlation to the Apostle John's vision and experiences during the 3.5 years from AD 30 to AD 33 and a half, while he was with Yahshua during the time of his earthly ministry, and to John's vision given in AD 96 on the Isle of Patmos, which together depict the summation of the whole matter. It is the migration pattern of the journey from Egypt through the wilderness of Sinai to Canaan's land with Moses, Joshua, and the children of Israel that we mainly desire to refer in showing the infinite relationship of the experiences of the visions of John. See? And so therefore that's manifesting right here.
Yep.
See, right here.
You see, I'm reading from my 1961 edition of the Archetype right with you.
Okay, fantastic. I like to read up out of that one too, because it reads better than this one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm reading from.
Okay. So it says that Moses in Egypt had experienced the slaying and eating of the sacrificial lamb, which we understand that is manifesting right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it says the lamb of the Passover before he and the children of Israel passed through the miraculously divided waters of the Red Sea and later arrived in the wilderness of Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
It was here in the cloud atop of Mount Sinai that Moses saw in the vision of Elohim of Israel the tabernacle of the creation of heaven and earth, the earth being surrounded by water, which we have right here.
Yep.
Manifesting right here. I'm doing a poor job. I ain't doing the vision, no justice. Okay, there we go. Here, this is surrounding the water here that it's talking about, manifesting right here, which will take you and depict you right here to plate number C, that's manifested within the cloud that Moses is seeing here.
Yep.
And so it says that it was here in the cloud atop of Mount Sinai. Okay, he said he's seen the earth surrounded by water. It was here in the wilderness of Sinai in 1490 BY that Moses wrote the Pentateuch, or the first 5 books of the law, which were to govern the Israelites through their generations in the wilderness and in the land of Canaan. John in Palestine had experienced and witnessed the complete ministerial life of Yahshua 63 years before he arrived on the Isle of Patmos in the Archean Sea, where he saw the vision. Now, this was 63 years, okay? Just like how Yahshua had to go through 63 generations of the flesh.
Right.
See?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that goes back to showing forth how when we was talking about how when John, being doubly circumcised, he had the physical circumcision of being a Hebrew, and then he was circumcised within the spirit. That's the reason why that he has on turquoise, and now he's looking at this. See?
Right.
So, and he's saying that with the 63 years, that he was there, it shows forth. Remember when we said that he was naked within the garden?
Right.
Okay? That is a representation pertaining to the 63 years of the flesh. The reason why that he was naked in the garden of Gethsemane when he left, you see what I'm saying, when they were going to crucify Yahshua. This is going back to pick up the things that we was talking about in the previous lecture. See? So this is why John had ran naked, because he had manifested the 63 generations of the flesh. Now, we said that we were going to uncover, and we were going to reveal, all the esoteric mysteries that had happened within the scriptures that are not regularly brought out. Didn't nobody know why John was running naked up there? And it's also a fulfillment of the man being naked in the garden and being, it was not so much he wasn't ashamed. He was trying to get up out of there because they were trying to kill the Messiah. So he was just getting up out of there, but it's going forth to show forth the reason why it was put that he ran so hard that he ran up out his clothes was to reflect a man being in a garden, naked and not ashamed. Okay. So it says that when John saw the vision of Yahshua the Messiah, the tabernacle of the creation of the new heaven and earth, which was drawn out of or typified by the old heaven and earth. It was here in the year of AD 96 on the Isle of Patmos that John was to bear record of the word of Yahweh and the testimony of Yahshua the Messiah and all things that he saw. Revelations 1 and 2. Here John was told to write what he saw and heard in the vision and revelation and send it to the 7 assemblies which were in Asia.
Mhm.
We shall call your attention to the chart, series number 1, on which is indicated by numbered arrows the sequence of events to be summarized in relation to Moses and John's confirmatory visions. All succeeding numbers indicate in the summary can be followed by the number arrows designated on the charts. Arrows number 1 compared to arrows number 1A. See on page 73. Now it says, the account which Moses together with Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu and the 70 elders saw concerning the Elohim of Israel, which we see manifesting right here.
Yep.
It says that the Elohim of Israel in his superincorporeal anthropomorphic form and the tabernacle which Moses saw is compared to John's vision of Elohim on the Isle of Patmos in AD 96.
Mhm.
Elohim himself is the true temple, which is the superincorporeal body. Revelations 1, 12 through 16, in whom we all live, move, and have our being. Acts 17, 28 through 29. For Yahweh is spirit, encompasses all, for he is the all in all. 1 Corinthians 15, verses 28. See? So therefore, this kind of like sums up how that when I give my opening, see, when I'm talking about how our founder, see, has shared these facts, see, on 3 ecclesiastical peace missions around the world. This is showing forth right here within his own words, within his own writings, what he was talking about based upon the confirmation, see, of Moses and John. See, right here. And everything that he's talking about show forth how Yahweh is the all in all. And it is only him doing everything that there is within his creation. See, we're showing forth that he is the ultimate source, substance, limits, and bounds. You understand what I'm saying? And he is the will and the do.
That's it.
Of everything. Because if it wasn't him doing it, trust me, it wouldn't be done.
That's it.
See? And he was showing forth how, like I said before, and I will say this over and over again, that how people look at philosophy, see, how that they're looking at the regular occurrences within the earth plane, see, without the explanation of phenomenon, they are looking at things through physical eyes. We're looking at things based upon the physics. You understand what I'm saying? Because we know that the phenomenons that happen are not phenomenons. They are just things that happen within the spirit that is taking on its residence within the physical realm.
Right.
And so therefore what we're doing is that we're going back and we're looking back within the spirit to see why all these things, you understand what I'm saying, are happening. Why and how all these things are taking their residence and manifesting themselves, see, right within the physical earth plane. Because everything has its origin, is coming from spirit. See?
Looking behind the colon.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, and that's exactly what we're dealing with when it's talking about what it's talking about within the colon when we're over there in the book of Exodus. Because you got to have an Exodus before your Genesis.
That's right.
See? And so therefore what we're doing is that we're going all the way back. We're going to keep telling you this over and over again because all of it starts right here with the man and the woman. See? Right here. See?
There you go.
And then we're showing forth based upon the offspring, see, what had generated, you see what I'm saying, pertaining to the mysteries, see, of righteousness and unrighteousness, see, righteousness and unrighteousness right here, and how that these two are manifesting within the creation or the earth plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore we're giving the whole world, you see what I'm saying, a chance to make a decision on which one they want to be, righteous or unrighteous. Now we're not giving them that, but what we're doing is that we're going over the scriptures to show forth how that everything was predestinated.
That's it.
Everything was predestinated, and it manifested right back here within the realm of eternity before it's taken its residence. So just like how the scripture says that, yeah, he predestinated us for this, he did.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we're showing forth how he predestinated us to be children of his kingdom. See, right here. Right here. Takes us all the way back. See?
Mm-hmm.
So this is how that when we're looking at the things that are taking residency within the post-diluvian age, see, it shows right here. Let us go back so we can show what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yep.
Make sure that we're reading Yahweh Elohim's calendar correctly.
Okay.
Now, when we came up out of the angelic to the physical, see, and then we see how the man came in, and then we see how it was picked up right here with Noah. We see how that when it says Noah and the flood, when we come right here, the first thing that we picking up is the Noahic covenant.
That's it.
Because the Noahic covenant is the same thing that is manifesting with the blessing of Melchizedek. That's why the cup that when we come up here and we've seen how the ark was overshadowed by the rainbow, we come down here and see the promise of what happened with Melchizedek and Abraham. We see how Melchizedek was overshadowing Abraham, just like how the rainbow was overshadowing the ark. And then we come all the way down and we show forth how we got the human government of the Tower of Babel. You understand what I'm saying? And we showed the reason why that, because that's the same thing that happened with what happened with the apostasy within the city of Enoch. The same thing. You understand what I'm saying? And so therefore now we see the blessing, see, of Melchizedek and the kingdom and the priesthood of what happened with Father Abraham. All it's doing is coming all the way down based upon everything that had manifested here and everything that had manifested here pertaining to what happened with the man in the Garden of Eden and everything that led up to that. So now we see that remanifesting itself right here in numerical sequence because of the things that took place here. And we had just went over these things that you see here. We picked them all up and showed you in pictorial form what had manifested here, and the origin of it. See? And how that is going to continue to perpetuate from the creative age. The creative age is going to manifest here. And not only is the creative age going to manifest in the antediluvian age, then you're going to have the creative age and the antediluvian age manifest in the post-diluvian age.
Exactly.
And then when you get over here to the present kingdom age, you're going to have the creative age, the antediluvian age, and the post-diluvian age, and everything that happened here manifests here. And all the way out through until it manifests itself again right back within the realm of eternity, which you will be seeing here in reverse. And let me see if I can do this in reverse. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, just like right here, when we showed you how that this was the beginning and the end, right here on these two particular plates. See, when we was going right here, showing forth how we're looking at how this is the end, and then this is the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? That's this in reverse. Because see, this is the physical going into the spiritual. Right here. This is transfiguration. This is ascension. Okay. So as I said, this is the physical going back into the spiritual. So let's read in Hebrew. This is physical. This is spiritual. We're going in reverse. He ascended.
Declaring the end from the beginning.
Exactly. So therefore, if he declared the end from the beginning, we're looking at the beginning that's being manifested within the end. So just how it came in, the angelic to the physical, it must go out by the physical back into the angelic. And that's what you're looking at right here. It's in opposite. You understand what I'm saying? See?
Yeah.
This is your physical, and it's going back into the spirit. Right back here.
And that's why it's a round trip.
That's exactly so. So now we're showing you how that all the way from these particular principles, how that is going all the way back into the spirit from the physical realm. You understand what I'm saying? It's just going right back. But it's just, we're showing you this way because it's going a long way going this way.
Right.
We're showing it to you the short way because all we're doing is just going back the other way, showing it to you how it all started with the perforated line.
That's
and this
it.
is the perforated line because you can't see the perforated line until after you understand what I'm saying. He's caught back up into the spirit because he had to manifest himself as the spirit, how he did when he resurrected from the grave. They had to see him and touch him just like this in the spirit, because that's the same thing that had happened. See, and when you go back here in this age right here, see, because just like I showed you, Elohim was the one who closed the ark.
Yeah.
See, Elohim was the one who closed the ark. And that didn't happen until after the translation. See, him being back in the kingdom. So we seen that it was Enoch, see, who stood up and closed the ark, because there was no way that Noah could close this ark from being on the inside of that. And see, when the waters went down, you see Elohim right there, because he was the one who opened up the ark. If he closed them in, he was the one who opened it up to let them out. That's why we got the same angel manifesting right there. That's manifesting within the fire of the sacrifice that he then gave unto that the sacrifice that Noah gave unto Yahweh Elohim. Let me slow down. I'm sorry, I get so excited. I just want to just talk and talk. I get to stumbling. And so I be having to idle and put my feet upon the ground, because I just be wanting to take off. There's just so much more to this. But all I'm trying to do is stay within the fundamental principles that we were in, you see what I'm saying, pertaining to our last lecture, so that we can move on unto other things pertaining to the purpose, and not neglect and negate the principles that we have previously had presented in the lecture before. We had to go back over all of them to make sure that everything was clear, see, from the beginning, and to show the audience that when he was translated back into the kingdom. Yahshua was the only one who ascended back into, you see what I'm saying, heaven, which was in between these two angels here. So that's why, see, when you're looking at this here, where is it? I just do it here. This is so that when you are looking at this, and I'm talking about this right here. See, you got that all-seeing eye, and then you got Yahshua sitting right above that all-seeing eye, and to show forth that I and my Father are one, right there in between both of the angels.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Yep. The only way that you can get that is manifesting right here, see, on this side, and I'm talking about from the creative age up into the beginning of the antediluvian age. And in the antediluvian ages, when you're seeing how Enoch was translated back into the kingdom, right there, sitting upon the throne. It's the only way that you can do that. See? And to understand that the only way that Enoch can come to was back into the kingdom. See? That's why you see him taking his residence right here, picking up where he left off at. See? And then see how the sons of Elohim is remanifesting himself, see, within the flesh. See, through Elohim manifesting himself within the flesh, see, doing no more than what he had pertaining to the laws from the beginning. See?
Yeah.
Would you say that is plate 1 and plate 40 side by side?
Yes, I would.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I would. See? And see, and one thing about it is that, you know, they don't understand. I just want to show what you just said. I'm always doing that, huh? I'm always doing that. See? And this is showing you right here.
That's going in 5 and 21. Prove all things.
Look, we put the woman. If you understand that the creation is the woman right back within the man right here.
There you go.
If you understand that, this is the woman manifesting right back within the man right here. This is the woman clothed within the sun. If you understand that principle. Because everything that we done sit up and told you was leading back up to the woman being clothed back within the sun, because this is the reason why I said that Yahshua couldn't touch Mary Magdalene when she walked up to that tomb. He says, don't touch me, because I have not yet ascended up into my Father. And when that woman is clothed back in the sun, there ain't going to be no hanky-panky, like I said.
That's right.
All that creating, that mating is over with.
There you go.
That's
So,
why it says that angels do not create nor procreate.
no, they don't.
See, the only one that can do that is him. He's
There
the
you
only
go.
one that's proliferous that can have offspring at
There you
any given time. See?
There you go.
And he just showed you that he can have offspring by either overshadowing you or
Mhm.
doing it the physical, natural way.
There you
He
go.
showed you that he did it every way that it could be done.
There you
This
go.
is why the founder, when he was here, he said that he told Katie that I would never be the same again.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because we're showing you how that the creator, he said that I have more sex than you can even imagine. This is the explanation, the reason why he was making them statements, because
Exactly.
he told you of the communion would happen with the man and the woman in the beginning.
That's it. He said, I have more sex in my body. And
That's right. Than anybody in the world. He said that every drop of spermatozoon structure is accounted for. See? And see, now we understand why. When we look back into the things that are taking place from the ontological state of perfection, showing forth how in the beginning that it was no more than man and a woman, and they were not ashamed. See,
there you go.
Naked and they're not ashamed. And this is showing you the nakedness of the man and the woman, because we're showing you right here by the flowers manifesting that they are springing up.
There you go.
Along with the season spring, to show you, see, how that what would manifest as far as offspring when we come all the way down over here to see what manifested here within the woman.
Exactly.
Some had to spring up. See?
Exactly.
So we bring it all the way across to show you. See? And so therefore what sprung up, because see, this is showing you right here, because spirit sprung up, this is showing you the conception of what happened after the conception. That there's life is getting ready to be brought forth right here within this compartment. See? Right here. See, that's why we have the moon renovated, because we're no longer up under the law.
That's it. That's it.
And I'm talking about that physical law, because see, we're up under the spiritual law.
Exactly.
See? I ain't doing the charts no justice, boy. Let me come over here.
You know what, Doc? We're at 8:57, and just before we go, right on your same subject there. After you come off of that chart there, then you go back to your elementary chart, and you go and you have plate 1. You have the descending right above the ascending. See right there? You have Adam coming out of the garden.
Yes.
In that descending.
Yes.
And the plate directly beneath it is the ascending plate.
Yes.
So that's the same principle right there.
Yes.
Don't you see that you got from the first dispensation, and then Yahshua's in the fourth dispensation, and that then he declared in from the beginning right there.
Right there.
Everything else, that's why that is a circle. That's why I told you, you get a plate 1 go right next to plate 40.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
It is the same identical thing. It is the same thing over and over and over again. He has drawn it out, and then he's abbreviated it, and then he summarized it.
That's exactly what he's doing. And the only one that had any say-so about the thing was him.
That's it.
All the way through the ages and the dispensation. See?
And him alone and by
himself. Alone and by himself.
Yes.
That's what he has done. See?
That is so, and it's so beautiful because him alone. He said it ain't none beside me.
None. And now we're seeing how there is none beside him.
This is
none besides him. And show forth how it is only him, see, manifesting his purpose, his pattern.
And like you said, the whole brass band.
The whole brass band. And then nobody know what he was talking about when he was talking about that he was the whole brass band. See?
And it's like you sitting there, it's like you sitting there looking at a play, right? And you got one player on the stage, and that player is playing all of those roles right before your eyes.
Like Eddie Murphy did in that
the Clumps. Yeah, exactly.
And Coming to America.
Yeah.
Coming to America.
But when he did the Clumps or the Nutty Professor or whatever.
Nutty Professor, yep, exactly.
That's what he was doing.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Playing
That's
all
exactly-
of those roles.
He did that. He also did that in Coming to America.
Coming to America too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the
right.
king, the barber, the
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
I
right.
wonder if that boy knew what he was doing. I don't think so.
Hey, but see, when the founder said that this was going to be in movies,
Yeah,
nobody understand what he meant when he said that all this was going to be in movies, and we're looking at the different manifestations of it.
exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And only the
Exactly.
eyes of the children of the sons of Yahweh is seeing the different manifestations of how it's playing in movies, opposed to it just being one specific movie of the entire creation of heaven
Exactly.
and earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. In other
No.
words, how would you put this in a movie? You could not put this in a movie in that way.
no.
It'd
No
be
more
hard.
than you. No
It'd
more
be
than
hard.
just like
I've
we
been
had to
thinking
make-
about it. I've been thinking about it. I'd be like, if I had a chance to put this in a movie, how would I go about doing it?
It would
And
never stop. You died before the movie ended.
you would. You would.
You
If you
really
put
would. You
everything,
died.
you put everything, you would have to do just like what they did. I would have to do a 3-hour movie just to put just enough of the essentials up in there so that you could understand
Look,
the principles or the fundamentals of what we're taking up out of the scripture. I mean,
This-
because it would be hard. I mean, and then keep everybody captivated to sit there and to watch it. I mean, for 3 hours, or you have to have your intermission. But
You
just to sit
know,
there to be captivated, watch the truth, opposed to how when they was making the 10 Commandments. Remember, the founder, he approached them and
Yep.
said, "Hey, y'all doing it wrong." But remember what they told him. They said, "We got a lot of scholars and theologians as it is that we're paying for this." He says, "I don't want to get paid. I just want to tell you so you can do it right, tell you the truth." See,
Mhm.
they turned him down. You know what I'm saying?
That's
He
it.
could have put a lot in the 10 Commandments that would have had everybody like, "Whoa!"
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
Yeah.
they didn't want to accept it at the time.
No, because it wasn't economically feasible.
Yeah.
See, you
Right.
got the economics and you got the politics. It's
Yeah.
like land, money, and power.
Right.
You ain't gonna feed man. You don't see nothing land, money, and power. Where you see the man in that?
Mm-hmm.
No, you cannot. It couldn't be done that way. This is why we have to keep coming to class.
Right. We have
Mhm.
to keep coming.
We have to keep coming to class.
That's right. Because see, the more and more that we come to classes, the more and more that we're able to put this thing together and get a spiritual
There
understanding
you go.
opposed to getting a physical
There
understanding.
you go.
See? So, this is why that we have to, be in regular attendance and be on time. And and we're studying, like I said, the subject matter is me and the baby was talking about that today. He says, "Wow," he says, "studying Yahweh's subject matter is that vast." I
This
said,
is inexhaustible.
I said, "Yeah." I says, "You can't learn everything there is about him."
This is what I'm saying. This is inexhaustible. What kind of a movie would you put this in?
Right. And so I had to give my child an example like this. I says, "Do you Daddy don't understand everything that lives and how it works. I'm talking about I don't understand all function of all animals. I don't understand everything. I says I would have to be able to give you an explanation of every tree, every plant, everything, every plant that there is, every animal that there is. I'm talking about from the insects to so forth and so forth. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then every planet, every star. See, and then once you got an understanding of all that, how it works, everything, its orbits, its metamorphoses, its changes and everything, then that would be the beginning of an inclination on the creator and how he is.
This is it. And no two are alike.
No two are alike. See,
there are no two alike. So I mean, just you'd have to come back for eons, and I mean, it's just like, in other words, I understand that it is inexhaustible. You just can't.
Yeah.
How you gonna exhaust Yahweh? And like we said, we scratch it. We haven't scratched the
That's
surface.
the surface. We haven't.
It's impossible.
We haven't.
We have
I like.
not scratched the surface.
I was watching this space program on the Learning Channel, and they were asking the same question I was asking. If there is a barrier in the universe, what's beyond that barrier? And then if you hit another barrier, what's beyond that barrier? You can ask that question over and over until you're blue in the face.
That's it.
And I was thinking the same thing. There is no barrier in the universe. It's infinite.
Right. And that's
Right.
why they call it circular reasoning.
Right.
Because you go, you're chasing your tail.
But the universe has no shape or form. So
that's right. That's right.
Oh, Doc.
Right.
So let's end on time, Doc.
Okay.
We're already 5 minutes late.
Okay. So I will be reading the Doxology, which is Romans 16th chapter, verses 25 through 27, which reads thusly. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahshua the Messiah, according to the revelation of the mystery which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifested, and by the scripture, and now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. To Yahweh only wise be glory through Yahshua the Messiah forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Well, yeah, you know, we did it again. We got through another one. Just going back, picking up, you know, just some of the fundamental principles that had manifested within the post-diluvian age, that had manifested in the antediluvian age, and we still have not picked up pretty much everything. But what we did was we read the vision up until that point to show forth the mysteries that were within the vision pertaining to the prophecy. That's all we're doing right now is picking up all of the mysteries pertaining to the prophecy and running it all the way from the realm of eternity down to where we are. See, we're almost finished. Running the prophecies and, running everything from the creative age all the way through. See? And so now we're almost at the end of the post-diluvian age, and then we're going to run it in the present kingdom age, and we're going to keep on doing it. Because, see, the more that we do it, we'll go back and we'll pick up the principles to be able to see them more and more clearly. The first explanation of it to show how everything is working within Yahweh Elohim's purpose is the hard part. See, because what we're doing is we're putting all the principles out on the table. See. And so when we're putting all the principles that's out on the table, see, then what happens is we can go back to the words of our founder to see how the manifestation has changed, but the principle remained the same. And that's all that we've been sitting up doing all the way through. See, showing forth how this principle changed to this principle changed to this principle, how we're using translations, transitions, and transformations. See, all of those are synonyms, you know what I'm saying the same thing. See, which is based upon it being a translation from one world or from one state of existence to another.
To the other.
See, that's the reason why Elder Van Hook was saying the same transition of you walking into one room to another room.
That's it.
See, it's the same thing. And that's just like how when a person takes off this veil of the flesh. See, all you're doing is going back to your true state of existence, which is the spirit. See, which will always live. It will never die. See, especially after the death, burial, and resurrection of Yahshua the Messiah. We're trying to show you that you are a spiritual being. That this physical has nothing to do with your true essence, which is your inner man. See, and that's why we say that is an inside job. See,
that's right.
All we're doing is giving you the ramifications, the types and shadows to show you the reality of what's really manifesting within you. And we're going to keep telling you that you are God in a body having a physical experience upon the earth plane. We're just giving you witnesses to show you your true essence and where it derived from. See?
Right. And there's a song, you're not a natural being having a spiritual experience, but you're a spiritual being living through a natural experience. That's all.
That's right. That's right. Going back.
Opposite.
That's right. Going back to what you said that Yoda said, that we are luminous beings. See?
Hey.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If he's
these robes we take off, that the flesh is just a robe.
This is it. That's the biggest veil of it all.
That's right. That's right.
Just like your skin is your biggest organ.
That's right. That's right. And see, That's going back to show forth the reason why Yahweh put coats of skin on the man and the woman in the beginning.
Exactly.
See? And everybody think that they were coats of skin of what he did when he sacrificed the animal. No, that wasn't twofold. That was twofold. He put coats of skin and coats of skin.
There you go.
See, because man was created a living soul.
Really?
We showed that. We showed proof of that when Yahshua Messiah resurrected. They was able to touch that soul. After he resurrected, he says, Thomas, it is I.
It.
He says, put your finger here.
That's it.
And then he says, I wouldn't have believed unless I touched the holes in your hands and or touched the imprint, you see what I'm saying, in your side when they thrust you through. He said, if it wasn't been for that, he said, I wouldn't believe. And he told him, he says, don't doubt. He said, but believe.
Right. Didn't we go back to that belief system again?
Yes, we did.
And how long did it take for him to give him coats of skins? Like a few days or a twinkling of an eye?
Hey, that's the creator. That's the creator.
He said he commanded it and it stood fast. Now measure that one.
That's right. That's right. You know, see? That's
he just commanded it. He spoke it in. He spoke it in.
He spoke it in.
He just spoke it in.
That's right.
You know, he thought it, he spoke it, and then he did it.
That's right. That's right. That's just like this. Just like when we go to the scriptures, see, and we come here. And this is the explanation, the reason why that the fundamentals of the Ishi that you see is the man in the garden is because these principles perpetuate all the way throughout time. See? So now we see how we got the man right here within the garden. Right. And then you got the fig leaves around his loins right here, right? So now when we look at Yahshua right here, see, this is manifesting as the voice of Elohim walking in the garden.
That's it.
Don't no voice walk, but if you understand the scriptures, and we know that this is the word.
That's it.
And the word means, Elohim means word or son.
There you go.
So therefore, it says that the man said he hid himself because he heard the word of Elohim walking in the garden. Now he heard the word walking. Words don't walk. You understand what I'm saying? But we're just showing you the esoteric secrets of what it was talking about because of how the creator had manifested within this shape or in this manifestation here, looking for the man. You understand what I'm saying? Amongst the trees.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? See, and this is to show forth how when we look at the principles that manifested here within the garden, and then we run them all the way through. Like I said, this is all the explanation of everything that happened within the cloud when you're looking at the migratory trek chart. These principles do not err throughout the dispensations of time of what we're looking at. That's the reason why that the founder had the days of creation manifesting up there, and then had Moses and John's confirmation of it. Because they're saying the same thing, which was the explanation of everything that's in between. And that's everything else from Malachi from let me slow down, from Joshua to Malachi.
Yeah.
See, I look and I'm telling you, and Doc, before I forget, brother Toussaint, give Sister Monica my love. There's a reason that I do this, believe me. Okay. But Doc, here's something, and I got to leave you guys. But look. You got a word, right? What makes up a word?
Letters.
Let us. See? You can't get out of it. Wherever he said let, something happen, huh?
Let is one of the most powerful words even spoken by people.
There you go. So you got to see the letters. He's the letter. He's the letter.
That's right.
He's the only letter there is that makes up the only word there is.
Right.
Have I told you about how powerful questions are? This is kind of related to this. There's that scripture says, "Ask and you shall receive."
Yes.
People take that the wrong way, but I see it as if you ask a question, you'll always receive an answer. A response is an answer. No response is an answer. That's why, a lot of bad people don't like questions because they have to answer it no matter what.
You're right.
If I ask you guys a question, you guys have to answer it with a response or no response. You'll always get an answer every time you ask a question.
That's right.
Am I right?
You're absolutely right, Doc.
A question is so powerful. That's one of Yahweh's powerful gifts that he's given to humans, and you know that's related to let us and his commands.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's
So
right.
And
ask
I,
people questions and see
that's
what happens.
beautiful.
You'll get an answer every time. I guarantee it, 100%.
Right.
That's
That's
it.
right.
You're
That's
you're
right.
absolutely right, Doc.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's
you
right.
know, it's either by permission or omission, but
Oh
it's a
yeah.
mission.
That's right.
See, there you go. You
That's right.
confirmed it. Thank you.
That's right. That's right.
Oh dear, it's really funny. Yesterday I walked out onto my porch and my neighbor was going down the street, and I said, "How you feel, brother?" He said, I'm going through a season." I said, "Well, therefore, pick one." I said, leave the fall and the winter out of it, bro. And he fell out laughing. He said,
Mhm.
sis, he said, I needed a laugh. I said, hey, I said, that's what I'm here for.
That's right.
And I
Yahweh's
could
right
have
on
gone
time.
into John 14:26 and that, but it was enough
Yes.
just to do it. Just
Yes.
to it did what it needed to do.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
So
it did. So now we're gonna continue, and get off into more things pertaining to the scriptures. We fulfilled what we said we was gonna do. We told the color of the veils. We told the reason why the high priest garments were the color, why they were. We told the mysteries, the reason why Yahshua was holding his hands different ways.
yes,
And we went back and we picked up to show forth how that the Messiah was the one from the beginning to take his residence on the throne, where Lucifer had lost his place. And then
yep,
we show forth how that through the seed of Abraham, seed how Yahweh Elohim have not lost a one.
nope.
He has his number. We're on auxiliary time, showing forth that we're getting auxiliary numbers for the Creator. See,
Mhm.
and then we're just going to show forth that by the scriptures, see how that us, the Gentile nation, see, have to fulfill the prophecy by 120 of us being filled in the upper room, see,
Gotcha.
of the knowledge of Yahshua the Messiah.
I
See,
got
because the
Mhm.
120 that's filled in the upper room with the
Mhm.
baptism of Yahshua the Messiah will be the ones that will take flaming vengeance on those who know not Yahweh. And we
That's it.
must all do this together.
Mhm.
See,
Mhm.
but you got to get filled first. You got to get it in you first. See,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's our job right now. We're going to get it in you. We're going to teach you the principles, the concepts, and the manifestations. See, and we're going to teach them, and we're going to go in the scriptures and get them. We're going to use all the materials that we got. We're going to use nature. We're going to use everything that we can to show you the existence of Yahweh or Elohim, how he really is and actually exists.
Right. He
With
did
that
say
being
nothing
said,
escapes the pattern. Right.
nothing, absolutely
Nothing
nothing.
escapes the pattern. And that's what we're doing. We're proving the pattern.
That's all we're doing. The overturning and the patterning from
That's
one state of
all we're doing.
existence to
It's
another.
proving that
See?
pattern.
That's right. See,
All we are doing.
that's right. And it's different
Mhm.
states of existence and
There you
how
go.
that they are taking this residence within the earth plane.
Look.
Because see, everybody, well, I'm not saying everybody, but it is not understood when you read over there in the 2nd chapter of Genesis when it says that these are the generations of the heavens and the earth in the
In
day
the day.
that they
Yes,
were
sir.
created.
Yes,
See, and to show you how the heavens and the earth are conglomerated together.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. How
Yeah.
else
Mhm.
could you have the waters beneath and the waters above? You know, and how he's got the thing congealed.
That's
That
right.
word appears in scripture one
One
time.
time.
One
One time.
time.
Mhm.
One time.
Congealed.
That's
I
right.
said, yes, indeed. I said, you think, and like we were talking about, you're blitzed because the children of Israel went through on dry land, and
Mhm.
here we are walking through on dry land every day.
Every day. Every day. And that's why
Mhm.
we got congealment right here.
That's right.
We got congealed right here because it's only put in the Bible one time. And
That's
we
right.
know that this was the waters of congealment. You understand what I'm saying? The leaf of congealment. And we
Mhm.
take that congealment and we run it all the way because it's only put one time. Because
That's
like what you said, that the scriptures, you understand what I'm saying, is a universe. It is only one verse.
That's right.
You
One
understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
One verse.
verse, one
See,
turn,
That's
That's
right. And that verse is that his word will not come back unto
to
him
him
void.
void.
See?
And guess what?
That's
It
one
will
verse.
not return. You ready for that one?
Will not return. See? It
It will
went out from him. See? It went out up out of his mouth, went out,
There
and
you
it's
go.
going to return.
There
Right
you
back.
go.
You understand what I'm saying? It's going to
Mhm.
make a round trip. See? And
Mhm.
this is his word. See?
That's it.
See?
That's it.
See, so this is why we go through these things over and over and over again, and we show these principles over and over and
I
over
know.
again. Because if you don't see it here, you're gonna see it somewhere.
That's
See,
it.
you're gonna see it through nature. You're gonna see it through a principle or something or one of these ologies that we keep talking about.
This
See,
is it.
and that's the
And I
importance of
pulled
it.
my allergies out tonight too. I got my
Mhm.
allergies out. You know, I'm telling you, I got into my little bag of tricks the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I call it my toy box.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Woo, look at here."
That's
Yes.
right.
So, Doc, I just love you guys and
Thank you. We love you
thank
too,
you
Elder.
so much. And
Very
again,
good.
I
Yeah.
do apologize for being tardy.
Oh, it's
But
okay.
I
Oh,
do
me as
endeavor
well.
to be on time.
Hey, the whole thing about it is that you were here. If you were here, you were on time. You know,
Hallelujah.
look at how many people that have received the invitation that has not even shown their face not one time. But that's a part of the purpose too, and we understand that too. And we're not pointing no
Mhm.
fingers, and we're not mad, and we're not upset about that because we understand. See, and if
Yeah,
you
and
understand something, you know, like it's kind of like the words that you said. I always going back to things that you have said, Elder. But if you understand the purpose and that Yahshua done it alone and by himself,
that's it.
okay, you know, like the scripture says, who is my mother and who is my brother?
Mm-hmm.
See,
Them
those
that do
that do
the
the
will.
will of my Father. You
That's it.
see, so I got my
And
mother and my brother online with me. See, and what
hallelujah,
we're doing
the
our
will
Father's
of our Father.
will of our
And
Father.
and
So.
and about that 120, Doc, how many invitations do you think Noah sent out in 120 years?
Who? Hey, he said, hey, it's like this. If he preached 600 years before his sons were born, that ought to tell you that there was a lot of years. And see, he was really preaching after he seen what happened with his great great grandfather Enoch. See, he was convinced. He says, "I come from that."
This is
See,
it. So
I seen my family, my one of my forefathers, go straight with the Creator, and he was not. See,
yeah,
that's big.
so you see,
Mhm.
he must have sent out a number of invitations in
Boy,
120 years.
hey,
Yeah.
remember how we was going over how we know that it was other people that was helping with that ark and
Yes,
died helping the
indeed.
ark because they believed the report, but they
That's
did
it.
not get a chance to be on the ark to go over to the other
That's
side, but
it.
they believed the report and
That's
died.
it.
You see what I'm saying on this side, building
That,
on it.
that's
See,
right. They believe
Mhm.
that
they
report,
believed the report,
and
and
that's the
those who
same
believed the
thing.
report was those that was resurrected when the Messiah
That's right.
had resurrected the sons.
That's right. And just like they said, like the people that came into this school and they died in this school before the founder started teaching in Yahweh Elohim Yahshua. They went out of here with Lord God and
Lord
Jesus
God and Jesus
Christ, but they
Christ.
believed the report.
They believed the report. That's right. That's
They
right.
Mhm.
believed
The
the
report.
report.
That's all that matter. See, and
True.
that's going back to believing, coming to the obedience of faith,
That's it.
just to believe the report. See,
That's it. You
hmm
know. So you got it in the law with Abraham. You had it in the prophets with Isaiah, and here we are made apostles in the spirit.
yes,
Mm.
yes. By that circumcision,
Declaring.
by
We
that
are
circumcision.
declaring.
That's
See?
right.
And
And
we're declaring all the way back.
that's right. We can do that now.
Yeah,
See, because that circumcision, see, is that of the heart, not of the flesh. And
that's
so once
right.
you circumcise in that heart, what we've been looking at, the hearts within the heart, within the heart, within the
There you
heart. That's all
go.
we've been talking about.
For real.
Because
Mhm.
that is the love of Yahweh
Mhm.
showing forth, you know what I'm saying, that prolo.
Bioprogenitiveness.
Thank you. There I go. I can't even pronounce it.
Mhm.
Philoprotogenitiveness. See? See? So,
Makes the heart almost look like an onion.
Yeah,
yeah.
and by the way, I talked to Brother Ron today, brother Ron Witherspoon today,
hmm
and Joe's foster son,
Yeah.
and he's been in. He said he said I didn't believe it. He said I've been in here more than 50 years. He said, and it's my jubilee. I said, wow.
That's
Yeah,
heavy.
All that time. Oh yeah.
On that note, I have heard a little bit news on the negative about his brother, and I'm talking about Dr. Bailey. That I heard
Oh,
that
Alex.
Alex is not doing well, and I heard that he's on a day-to-day basis that he might be checking out soon.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to do was,
Oh,
as far as the announcements, is I really wanted to announce that that he wasn't doing too well, and that that we, regardless, that we send out prayers, I'm saying, for the brethren. We hope that all, I'm saying, goes well with the situation, and we
Mm-hmm.
know that no matter what, is going to be our Father's will. But
Really.
just on the simple fact that he is one of our brethren from the Hayward Berkeley branch, I'm saying, we send acknowledgments out, I'm saying, to his situation,
Yep.
and and that our heart goes out, and we just ask that you know that things just go the best way that they can based upon the situation, because it's COVID going on. We know it's a lot of physical ailments that's not
Mm-hmm.
really positive, but
Yep.
just based on that, him being one of the brethren,
Yep.
yeah.
we do send out what we're supposed to send out, because it's just things that we do, so that being said, um,
What I think what I'll do is I'll check with uh, their hospitality. I'll check with Melanie.
okay.
Maroney. And
Hmm.
by the when we get back together, I'll have an answer. I'll check with Melanie tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Melody Maroney. That's who she is. Uh-huh. I'll
Okay.
check with Mel.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
we go way back.
Yeah. None
Yeah,
of the
that's
people.
another one of those family members that
Right.
again, Yahweh has given Deborah and I insight into a whole lot of stuff,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
So I know how to check back and come back with a true report.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
So yeah, I'll check into that and see what the deal is.
okay, Elder, that's greatly appreciated, and we're gonna let you go because
Okay.
we can stay on and talk.
Oh
We guilty
look,
of that
Hmm.
you
for at least an
why
hour,
in
2 hours.
the world?
We're guilty of that because the whole world has seen that, especially after we finish doing what we're doing.
For
So
real.
we will reconvene, and
Yeah.
everybody, just stay praising the Father,
Yeah.
um, and like I said, we'll be getting together again this
Mhm.
upcoming Monday, and we will be going over some more fundamental principles. And then what we will be doing is summing up all the principles in the post-diluvian age and getting into the present kingdom age. And
Hmm.
then we're going to be running this thing all the way through again. Because this
Mhm.
time when we run it, it's going to be a little bit more clearer, a little bit more vivid. But we
Yep.
had to
Mhm.
start in cornbread and baby terms to kind of build
Absolutely.
you up to the big things. See, because
Absolutely.
now
Yeah.
when we go through it, see, and you're kind of familiar with the scriptures, see,
Hmm.
your understanding or your ascertainment is going to be a little bit more different to be able to see it a little bit more clearer and vivid than the first
Absolutely.
explanation that we have just went over. See,
Absolutely.
and so
Absolutely.
Yeah.
what we'll be doing is going over them again. We'll be
Hmm.
using more textbook, more of our books, more words of the founder, so that we will be able to look at it from his point of view and from his perspective, opposed to our own carnal, way of thinking or thinking
Exactly.
about what he was saying. You understand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that being said, I would like to do that. And you know what else, Elder, I wanted to say? I got your email. And you know what I failed to do? And I'm seeing this because I tell my son that we learn by our mistakes.
Hmm.
You remember when we was talking about the aura of Yahshua right here?
Yes.
And remember we picked up the lava and everything that was in the heart of the earth, right?
Yes, we did.
Now right here we wrote the mega chamber in the liquid core of the altar of the inner organic altar earth.
Okay.
And then right here, going up right here, is the volcano of Yahshua the Messiah. And this is the cylinders and everything, and the dust and the ash that's being released. Look, there I ain't doing no justice. No justice. Let me
Okay.
hold on a second. I don't be doing the vision no justice. I be up here just a running thinking y'all can see me. Y'all ain't even in the house with me. Now, this is the mega chamber in the liquid core of the inner organic earth, right here, which is the aura of Yahshua the Messiah. Okay?
Right.
Opposed to the aura of Adam. Okay.
Right.
So here with Yahshua the Messiah being on the cross right here, we got volcano right here. So that when he gave up the ghost, we see how all the ash, the dust, and the cylinders pertaining to the spirit when he was giving up the ghost went up into the air.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, when we was talking about the second day of creation and what we seen pertaining to what happened in the Suez Canal with the boat and everything, that we didn't pick up the principle that happened in the outer court, and then we missed the earthquakes about the earthquakes that you sent me on the email are based around the volcano.
Yes.
That's that principle right here. Now, we picked up the most holy place in the holy place, but I didn't pick up the court roundabout, and we missed this event that happened with the volcano and the earthquakes right here. And it's right here on the chart.
And it was the biggest one.
See, and see, that's what I get for not reading the vision, and I be rushing because we all the way. I remember I had jumped down to the third day of creation instead of staying up here, getting all the principles up here, and I was talking about the next thing that was going to happen was going to be something with the vegetable.
Yeah, we were going to go into the vegetable kingdom. Yeah.
In the vegetable kingdom, see, and we wasn't finished. See, but see, that's why we have to take our time.
That's it.
And thoroughly investigate the charts and the vision. Now, see, that was a mistake, me rushing, and it was up there. You understand what I'm saying? The earthquake, the magma chamber,
all of that,
the volcano, all right there. See, and I missed it. See, and so this is why I have to slow down, go back over the principles, and look at everything. Because see, when you do that and you do it with the vision, then your predictions will be right.
That's right.
I'm looking at my error because this is trial and error. I'm looking at my errors. Every time I make an error, I go back and say, what did I miss?
Right. And that's the last thing you said the other night when we went out. That's the last thing you said.
So I wanted to go back over that and to show, see, and to show, see. So when the viewers be like, oh, well, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, we showing you. I'm showing you my error because I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm learning how to accept correction.
Hallelujah.
See, all of these things are manifestations of the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
And to show forth that, hey, it is imperfection in these physical bodies. And I don't mind showing my imperfections and letting everybody know I can't read, I can't write. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 11th grade, only been to 11th grade. That's the highest of my education. You know,
I still say it only took you 11 grades to what it took me 16.
Yeah, but I mean, we still seeing some of my flaws and some of my nemesis because of excitement.
I look,
but that's
the way it goes, though.
That's the way it goes.
This is exciting.
Yes, it is exciting, very exciting.
And it is exciting, and that's another thing. See, it's meant to do that so that you'll go back and look at it again.
That's right.
How many times did the founder say, look up here? Are you listening?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Don't read over that. Go back and read that again.
That's right. That's right. So
that's why. Because we were rushing.
That's right. That's right. Just so anxious to get it. Just so anxious to get it and make small mistakes.
That's it.
And we're showing the public the mistake that we made and had the answer right there, Elder. The answer right there and
been there all the time.
Overlooked it. See,
it ain't never not been there. If you missed it, if you missed his name in your face, how long you been looking at your face?
Ooh, many years.
Look, that's what I'm talking about.
Many years. See. So we're going to get this thing down. We're going to get it down, see, to where we're going to perfect it. And then we're going to be able to show the psychics, see, of the creator. See, we're going to be able to show our third aim. And what is our third aim? To investigate the unexplained
spirit law.
So-called law of nature.
Law of nature and the powers latent in man.
That's where we at. We're on our third aim. See,
that's it.
That's where we at. So everyone, I'm gonna say shalom. I love you all.
Love you too, Doc. Thank you so much. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, I have to go. I have to work tomorrow.
Oh, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
All right. Invite him first.
Good night.
All right, good night.
All right.
Oh man.
Had a rough one, brother.